Londonderry. Whichever you prefer is a proud city with both an ancient and recent history. And for the first time it is hosting the rally with the greatest history of them all, the Circuit of Ireland.
We've got a great thing here.
In its 75th year, the meteor-electrical Circuit of Ireland is under new management in a new base, and the Maiden City has thrown open its gates to welcome the three-day event.
Endurance, navigation, and by the 1950s, crossroads auto tests similar to these were the format in the early years of the Circuit of Ireland. But in the 60s, this was replaced with raw speed when the closed road special sections were introduced, and with them came the legendary names like Paddy Hopkirk, a 5-times winner. Adrian Boyd was the youngest ever winner at 19 years of age, and then he took home the trophy for a second time in 1971. The great Roger Clark won the Easter Classic 3 times in succession in 68, 69 and 70. Cathal Curley, the president of the new Circuit of Ireland Management Company and resident of Derry, was the winner in 1974 driving a Porsche. Cork's legendary Billy Coleman has been a 3 times winner, as has the great English driver Russell Brooks. The much-missed Bertie Fisher from Ballina-Mallard also put his name on the trophy 3 times. But Jimmy McRae holds the all-time record of an amazing 7 wins in this event, while Derek McGarrity has his chance of becoming the first driver to win the Circuit of Ireland 4 times in succession this weekend.
Derek, no pressure. 4 in a row, yes?
Yeah, it was no pressure.
None at all. You had a few problems in Galway.
Yeah, but they were probably self-inflicted. It was myself that spun it, but we've done a bit more testing in the car and I think we've got it fairly right now.
The Maiden City multitudes have turned out in their thousands to get close to the WRC supercars.
As the saying goes, under new management, welcome to the oldest rally in the United Kingdom. It's the Meteor Electric Circuit of Ireland Rally. This car won in 1954, and haven't things changed since then?
Derek McGarrity and Chris Patterson lead the parade out of the Guildhall Square, but the 2006 Pirelli Irish Tarmac Championship leaders will be their big rivals.
I don't have the greatest finishing record here, and it's very early in the championship, so I really want to concentrate on finishing, but end of the day I want to try and beat this man in front.
Tim McNulty, the Cork winner and Galway front runner, is at number 4 in his new S11 Subaru. And that great rally veteran Austin McHale may be making one of his last circuit appearances. We may have long got used to the fact that Circuit of Ireland is a misnomer. Rallying has changed to a shorter and sharper format. But by any standards, day 1 is a tough test with 7 stages in the Struel Valley, grouped around the service in Omagh.
The choppers arrived like vultures to pick the bones of the action on the country's best-known rallying event, as Derek McGarrity and Chris Patterson approach Ballykerry hairpin at high speed.
Okay, it's medium left, keep in, 60, 4 right plus open, 60, 4 left plus into, 4 right plus, left over crest, carry speed, 120.
It's a nasty, tight and very slippery stage, but the Matt Cullen Pretza is doing the business.
Keep in, 30, 5 right minus, in over jump, 30, 5 right minus, over jump, keep in, into right over jump, 80, care, 4 left maybe, 40, left over crest, 30, 4 left maybe, through bridge, 120.
Derek isn't being kind to his expensive supercar, as the Subaru is landing heavily on the County Tyrone byroads.
5 right, through bumps, 170, crest into, 5 left minus, 40, 4 right plus opens, keep in.
A minute back, Eugene is chasing down the Subaru, but the Matara driver is a notoriously slow starter. We're on a very fast section on the top of Crockrow Mountain, but Eugene is down on time on the Subaru. After 12.9 miles, the Subaru is 7 seconds in front, but surprisingly, that's not good news for the Belfast driver.
Clutch is slipping. Clutch slipping? Yeah, clutch is slipping, high gears.
Tim McNulty has again taken the brave step of going on slick tyres. Bravery is a commodity that the County Meath man is not short of. But these little misdemeanours are costing him time, and after the first test he's fourth, over 13 seconds behind the other S11 Impreza.
That's medium right over crest, and that absolute fast right, 250. Tail left tightens over crest.
Eamon Boland, as they say in rallying parlance, is lit. The Wexford driver, in his 2004 WRC Focus, is in third place at the end of the first test. But like Tim McNulty, he's 13 seconds down on McGarrity. Peter Herson showed mighty form in Galway, and obviously it wasn't a flash in the pan. But that spin cost the Hilltex car 30 seconds. There may be 3 days to go, but that was a lengthy delay. Austin McHale may be curtailing his personal rallying programme in favour of his sons these days, but he's determined to bow out in style. Gareth Jones is at the other end of the time scale, and he still has a bit to learn. Sean Devine actually passes his house on the stage, but admits to being overcautious on his home territory.
In Omagh there's a major panic in the McGarrity camp as the clutch is taking longer to change than expected, and Derek is about to relinquish his early lead.
At the end of the day, if we didn't change it, it would only break and we'd be out of the rally, so we're better to change it now, get a bit of penalties and push like hell.
For a driver this must be real frustration. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. They're working flat out and you're going to sit here and watch the minutes tick away.
Yeah, but they're good guys, so they'll get it done. You know, I've no worries about them getting the job done, but nothing I can do about it.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that place. Your emotions have an echo in so much space.
Stop you again.
Baby, I'm crazy. Baby, you're crazy. Baby, we're crazy.
3 miles to go, 200. Now we've no luck.
McGarrity's woes have handed Donnelly the lead, but he also has problems, a soft brake pedal.
Brakes is on with the rear. You think so? Oh, stop you again. 300. 1 left plus. 300 here, 1 left plus. 80.
Eugene is struggling with the Esker Corolla, and it's not a comfortable situation.
The left is the right side. Be tidy. And flat 4 left. Flat 4 left, 40.
Tim McNulty and Anthony Nestor are up into second, but it's not for long.
Turn clear right, don't push rocks. Into sudden medium left. 100. Stay out. Medium left tightens. And absolute right. 80 up mid. Clear right wall.
The Drumclamp stage has not been kind to Tim. He's been off at that junction, and now the S11 glances a bank at over 60 miles an hour.
And medium right over crest. Very quick. 80. Absolute right. 250.
The car now has a puncture, and Tim must warn the car behind.
Right. 40. Where's my flashers? I'll put them on for you. Can you find the flashers now on?
2 punctures, one in the third stage, one in the fourth stage. Fairness, the third stage is my own fault, but those rocks pulled out by one of the top lads there, and we just literally crossed it flat in 6th gear, and that was the end of that stage. So that's rallying.
Eamon is third and closing to within half a second of the Impreza. But Peter Herson is setting the stages alight. He will move into second by the end of the loop. Derek McGarrity, following that clutch change problem, is running late on the road, and he may even have bigger problems.
I think we're back to fourth now, about 5 seconds behind Eamon with the penalty, so Well, all we can do is push. We have to go out and push like hell on these stages and hopefully make some time.
And there's no stopping McHale. He and Brian Murphy lie in 5th place. That earlier spin dropped Gareth Jones behind the leading Group N cars. However, he still is in the top 10. Sean Devine is jumping high behind him in 8th place to the delight of the local fans. But Pat White has been in the wars.
Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley still have that brake problem, but they've increased their advantage to over 37 seconds.
Over crest and black crest 100.
Phone home, Patter, and tell them the good news. The Hill-Tex Impreza is again rolling back the years on a lot of newer machinery.
Patter, we reckon you're probably second.
Hopefully so, yes. We're in the hedge again that last one, so we were for about 100 yards.
Derek McGarrity obviously hasn't given up, but there'll be bad news at the end of the day as the team is excluded for exceeding their allotted time while changing their clutch. Their hopes of a 4th circuit win are over. Eamon Boland and Francis Regan maintain their 3rd place in the NVD Focus. And as the day goes on, Austin McHale is getting closer to the other Focus's stage times. By Easter Saturday evening, Eugene is over a minute ahead as the cars book into Parc Fermé.
Tomorrow will be tough, like it's the longest stage of the rallies in it, and it's quite bumpy again, maybe a little more bumpy, so it's funny, I'm not often in this position that I have a big lead.
With Derek's disqualification, 1st and 2nd places look settled, but there's a mighty fight brewing between the two Focuses.
We're back in the largely undiscovered Sperrins for the 2nd day of the Meteor Electrical Circuit of Ireland Rally. Service is again in Omagh, and this time there are 3 classic Ulster Rally stages, which will be tackled twice on Easter Sunday. The Esker Toyota opens the action on day 2.
Go! 80 narrows.
As Patter Harrison and Damien Connolly begin their counter-attack in the Hill-Tex Subaru.
Fast medium left. 80. Care sudden. Crest. Care slippy fast medium
This, however, is not going to be a good day for the Warren Point driver. The Harrison car is now overdue.
And crest. Sudden medium right. Don't cut. Repeat. Don't cut. And the medium left. Oh, you missed. Switch off, switch off.
Eamon Boland is immediately promoted to 2nd. And we can see from Austin McHale's Focus, the new 3rd place car, that Patter and Damien are fine, but the car is not.
Quick right, maybe slippy. And quick left, slippy. And quick left again, slippy. And right suddenly.
As the Harrison team regroup, the attention turns to the 2nd place battle. Can the great McHale find the energy and the speed to haul in his Ford rival over the next 7 stages?
We just got caught out on it was a medium right, with the back of her drifted, hit a bank and flipped her over. And that was that, going nowhere.
It certainly doesn't look like it's going anywhere at all.
No, definitely not.
As Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley speed down the Glenlock Forest for the 2nd time, they are happy now just to preserve the car and the 2-minute 18-second lead that they have built up over the 2 days. On the 13 stages to date, they've been fastest in 8 of them, including the 16.4-mile mountain test. But 2nd place is far from decided between the 2 Fords. Both drivers, however, have had setbacks. That loose front bumper was caused by a front wheel puncture on the 2nd run over the Barnes Gap. And amazingly, Austin McHale had a similar problem on the very same stage. Behind the Fords, young Gareth Jones has been flying today. He posts the first fastest time of the event on stage 10, Craig Hill, but not here. Sean Devine and Stephen Casey had been running in a strong 4th place until they started to encounter gearbox problems, which would eventually put them out of the rally. Tim McNulty and Anthony Nestor may be disheartened, but it hasn't diminished their speed.
Absolute crest, 100, slippy, slowing, double caution, crest, fast left at the pole.
They record fastest time on stage 11, Barnes Gap 2, and by the end of the day, they're back in 5th. Pat White must have had sun in his eyes. This costly manoeuvre is at the end of the Craig Hill stage. Easter Saturday and Easter Sunday have been 2 very good days for Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley.
Flat left opens over crest jump, 60. Long 3 right tightens. You're done. That was a lucky one.
It's Donnelly all the way, but look at that battle for second. But first, the Group A class winners.
A5, the 1400cc Group A class is won by Willie Gamble and Benny Granger in their Nissan Micra from Andrew Stewart and Tony Gallagher's Suzuki Swift. The 1600 Group A class was a fraught affair. Darren Gass led at the end of stage 1 in his Fiesta from Andrew Bush's Peugeot.
And right over bump dip, 60.
And Brian O'Mahony's Ford Puma. But on stage 2, Gass put his Ford off the road and never properly recovered. O'Mahony led at the end of the first day, with Bush putting on a giant-killing performance in his Hegarty Metal Recycling 106.
To turn square right.
It was an almost flawless drive, and when Brian O'Mahony rolled the Puma on the second day, Andrew Bush and Simon Mills sailed to win the class by 8 minutes. With Colin Britton and Alistair Wiley second in their Peugeot 206. You can't get any further north than this, Malin Head, and that's where the Meteor Electrical heads for on Easter Monday. There are just 2 tests to be done twice on the final day, and they're 2 Donegal International classics, Coolcross Hill and Malin Head. For Donnelly, the Donegal day is a dawdle. Just drive down the middle of the road and keep out of trouble is the plan. But Boland has to be a belter today if he's to keep the Sanyo focus behind him. Austin was 8 seconds quicker on stage 14, Coolcross Hill, and then on Malin Head, Eamon loses another second to the Dubliner. This is Austin in action like we haven't seen him for quite some time. Fastest times on both stages. It's going to be a fascinating finale.
Eamon says he's feeling the pressure. 6 seconds is not a big gap between the pair of you.
It's a fair bit of somebody with his pedigree, you know, so yeah, we just keep going, you know.
He was quickest on the first 2 stages, so, but he's still around 6 seconds behind us, and so hopefully we'll try and match him on the next 2 and keep it together.
With only 5 World Rally cars finishing, Tim McNulty's perseverance pays off, and he brings home 7 Tarmac Championship points for 5th place. Tim was runner-up in last year's championship, and those 7 points are some consolation after the string of punctures on this event and a non-finish in Galway. Gareth Jones has got to like his S10 Subaru over the weekend, and he's posting fast times on the final day to finish 4th. Now for the final 2 stages. On Cool Hill 2, Austin is fastest again, but only by 0.2 of a second, so he must claw back 5.5 seconds from Eamon over the 8-mile Malin stage. It's a tall order, but Austin and Brian are going for it.
Absolute left over crest, 150. Slight right, repeat, slight right, and quick left, and no cut in the quick left, 70. Slight right, and absolute left. Slight left over jump cut, and absolute left, 200. Easy left, no cut, second half. turn, slight body right, at the wall, cut, 350, watch, okay, get it, very fast left, tightens, around the shed, watch this bar, and then very fast right, slippy, 60, fast right, tightens, shed, no cut, 70, absolute right, 150.
Austin's time will be 7 minutes 35.4 seconds.
Finish, and easy right, keep going. Good man, done.
Poland is over 3 seconds slower, but that's enough to retain second place.
Eamon, you hung on?
Yeah, just at the end there we got him all right.
So you're very happy, obviously, with today's performance?
Oh, exactly. You know, we're disappointed we're so far behind Eugene. But yesterday when we got the puncture, it was all over for us, really.
Yeah, it was a great battle, you know, with Eamon, and they did very well. And I think it's 1.6 seconds in the end, you know. It's nice to be a bit beyond the pace anyway, you know, with the lads, and, you know, great rally.
Well, I think you're crazy.
And so it's back to the Guildhall Square for the celebrations, and congratulations must go to the new circuit management as well as the drivers.
Just like me.
It's been a great weekend. Tough fight now on Saturday, and yesterday was a wee bit of a day of attrition, just trying to keep it all together. And today, you know, I felt comfortable enough today, just trying to find the pace. But big thanks to all the boys. You know, it's been a big team effort.
The Meteor Electrical Circuit of Ireland Rally has been a big success, especially for Eugene Donnelly and Paul Kiley, who now have a 6-point lead in the Pirelli Irish Tarmac Championship.
Well, it's been a fantastic win for Eugene and Paul, their first Circuit of Ireland, and next week on RPM we'll be going behind the scenes and continuing the story in All for One of the success of Donnelly and the motorsport team. Plus you can see all the action from Group N and the other classes, so I hope you'll join us then.